What is up, Nuggets? It's your boy, Killer Pizza, here with a brand new video for you rascals and rapscallions out there. First of all, I got to apologize about my light. My tripod just broke as I was setting up, so I got this kind of upper light onto my face like I'm telling a damn ghost story or something like that. I think it looks cool. Maybe I'll stick to it. So what? But anyways, I want to make this quick little video because it just seemed like a lot of fun. If you guys don't follow the Rad Pack, I highly suggest it. We got Garrett from Born to Be Rad, Justin from Movie Watch Daily, and Mel from My Killer Podcast. Together they are the Rad Pack, one of my favorite collaborations and podcasts on YouTube. They do a lot of really fun live streams and stuff, and I personally just think all three of them are swell and pretty damn rad. But as you can tell from the title, they have kind of a community challenge going on, and I think these are a lot of fun, and I'm going to try to get into more of these, but this is pretty much the Rad 9 movies that made us. So everybody pretty much just picks out 9 movies that you grew up on, that you completely wore out in your VCR or DVD player, depending on your age or whatnot. So yeah, I decided to hop on here and make this video real quick. And sorry if I'm in a rush. I am actually about to go to a Circle Jerks concert in Detroit, and I got to leave in about 15 minutes. But luckily I live in Detroit, so the roads are shitty, so I got about 5 extra minutes to spare. But anyways, this was a really hard list to make, actually. I just scrolled through all my movies, and I had to leave a lot out, but I'm pretty confident with what I got. But anyways, let's start this off. The first movie I got is one that I used to watch all the time with my family. We absolutely love this one. Like, some of my youngest nieces and nephews used to watch this with us, and that is Necromatic. I'm just fucking kidding, guys. I like that I'm running late and I still have time to bullshit and make a stupid fucking joke. I've actually never seen this movie 1 or 2. I heard they were like some actual animal abuse before I knew, and I don't get down with that. You can't get jiggy with that, man. But anyways, on to my actual list, which I think this might be fun for some people because I mostly talk horror, and I have some non-horror titles on here. Some of my original VHSs, by the way. So the very first one I'm going to show you guys is Blank Check. Now, I love this movie. I have a hard-shelled copy in my garage somewhere, so I have 2 copies on VHS, and that one actually had the tape ripped out from playing it so much, but I love this movie, man. It's just such a fun plot. It's kind of like Richie Rich, but this kid's just a little more cooler, you know? I'll never forget the scene where he thinks the kid is the guy named Juice that he's going to give the blank check to, and the kid just says, "No, thank you." And I mean, creepy pedophilia by the woman at the end aside, I think, you know, these were different times in these movies when she gives him the kiss at the end, and I just thought this one was so much fun as a kid. You know, imagine if you had a blank check. What would you do? Buy a Toys R Us or a Discovery Zone or whatever? I don't know. Lots of fun. All right, let's see. The next one, a sports-themed movie. Now, I could put all 3 of the originals in this, especially part 1 and 2, and that is The Mighty Ducks. Now, I don't believe this has like a Blu-ray release, correct me if I'm wrong, but they need to put out some kind of trilogy or box set. Wouldn't that be cool if they did 1 through 3 in the Disney series, like in a box set? We can only dream, just like a Nightmare on Elm Street box set from Scream Factory. But, I mean, what can you say about this? Gordon Bombay, this is a classic family sports movie that kind of came out back in those days, like Little Giants and stuff like that, where, you know, I don't got to explain the plot. You know, Gordon Bombay is a lawyer, has to take this ragtag D5 team, but I just love this movie, and I watch it so many times. The good thing about this movie is it just flies by so fast, and it could be one I throw in at any time and love and enjoy it. Great movie. Now, getting into a little bit of horror, here's one I said I was going to review, and I never did because everyone else was doing it. And, you know, if everyone jumped off a bridge, would you? Well, if I was a Lost Boy, I would, but I am not, so I didn't do the review. But really, I just didn't get to it. It's been really hot out here in Michigan. I work second shift in a lumberyard, 10-hour shifts. It's been hard to even fucking think. But anyways, People Under the Stairs. I remember me and my sister watching this all the time. I always have to go back to this story that growing up, Videotron was our local video store. It was 3 movies, 3 days for $3. My mom would get one. I would rent a wrestling VHS, anything from between 88 and 94. So that should be on my list, just in general, wrestling tapes. But my sister would always get a horror movie. And she was older, so we would have to watch her movie the night before. So that's kind of where my love for horror came. And this was one of the ones we picked up all the damn time. And we also have, what's his name, the kid's actor in this movie? Brandon Adams. So 2 in a row, Brandon Adams, man. Let's see a comeback. I still haven't checked that out on 4K either. And speaking of the new Creepshow 4K that just came out, which I wasn't going to get it because I love this hard shell Scream Factory edition I have, but I've seen some clips from it and it looks really good. Has every right to be with colors popping and everything. And I don't have the Badass Arrow edition of this, but Creepshow 2, I don't know why We just watched this one way more than the first growing up. We watched this movie all the time. My mom had the VHS. My mom always loved the "Thanks for the ride, lady." You know, she loved that one. Obviously, my favorite is The Raft, and the one with the Indian is really good too. Maybe it's because it's a little shorter. I mean, 89 minutes, but I absolutely love this movie. And you guys, let me know if I should pick up that damn Creep Show Part 1 4K. All right, now another horror movie. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's probably in my top five, maybe not in everybody's, but that is the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead. I'm gonna give a really bad take here, but it's just my opinion. Maybe it's because of my age, the black and white. I never cared for the original Night of the Living Dead too much. Like I respect it for what it is. I like it, but this one is miles and miles above it. And yeah, it's funny. I met Tom Savini at Motor City Nightmares this past summer. Kind of an asshole, I will just say, but he said in his little seminar deal that he absolutely hated this movie, which is funny because I loved it. I loved how Barbara was kind of like the strong woman in it, and just the gore in this and the story. Tony Todd, I just dig this movie so much. I actually bought the book for this. It's got all the screen prints of the unseen scenes. I'll show you right here. I'm pretty sure you can get this on Amazon. But I got it signed by Tom Savini too. He didn't even ask me if I wanted it signed. He just signed it and charged me an extra $20. But hey, you know, he could have been a jerk. I met tons of other good celebrities then. Either way, I respect the man's work, and whether he likes this movie or not, I love it. What about Bill Moseley when he gets his head bashed on the tombstone? We used to always laugh our asses off to that. Wow, what a bunch of fucked up little kids, you know? All right, now here is one I have never upgraded to Blu-ray, and I'm hesitant to upgrade to 4K because I heard the transfers were terrible, though I want to watch that Drago cut. That is the complete Rocky series. I got to put it up there. It's hard for me to pick 1 through 5, but if I wasn't if I wasn't renting a wrestling tape as a kid, I was getting one of the Rocky movies, usually part 4. And I think to this day, this series holds up. I mean, part 1 is probably the best story. Part 2 is arguably the best with the redemption. Part 3 is the most action-packed with the most fights, with Mickey's death. Part 4 is just kind of the funnest one with Ivan Drago and all that. And I even like part 5. I love when that hip-hop song hits, you know, and they get in that fight. Tommy Gunn only fights in the ring. My ring's outside. If I could only be that cool one time in my life. But let me know, guys, if anybody has this on 4K, if I should finally upgrade, because I want this shit in 4K. I've just been waiting and waiting. Next, there goes my light. There goes, I don't know what the hell happened. That's how bad this tripod is. I really need a new one. So here's another fun one. I watched the shit out of this. Terminator Part 2. Now, if you want to hear something kind of funny, I had a podcast with my good friend Nick Baker, my tag team partner, one half of the Cream Street Mafia, current IWE tag team champions. The day you guys see this, I'll be wrestling at IWE, by the way. So, anyways, I love this movie. We have a big debate on our podcast, the VHS Days, DAZE. You can find it on Spotify. It's coming back. We had to take a little time off, but our first episode was Terminator 1. Our second one was Terminator 2. And me and him could argue all night over what's the better movie. Now, I say Terminator 1 is the better because of the story, but Terminator 2 was such a fucking blockbuster. And it's crazy to think back that when I was a kid watching this, this was still brand new in the theaters, like, or in the video stores. Like, I mean, for Night of the Living Dead remake, 1990, I was born in 88, so when I started watching that, I was probably only 2-3 years old, and maybe a year or two old for Terminator 2. I just think this one is a blockbuster, nonstop fun. I quote this to this day at work. When I need some tools from somebody at the job, I'll say, I need your motorcycle, I need your, what does he say? I need your clothes and your motorcycle. And bonus points for people that get it. And I heard the 4K of this sucks ass, but what a badass steelbook that is. I'm a cybernetic organism. All right, now number 8, another sports movie from my youth, and that is The Sandlot. This goes without explanation. This is one of the funnest movies. I just love how it's a throwback to like the 60s. I could just picture the preppy kids riding up to Green Onion on their bikes and everything. I mean, shit, it's a big reason I wear LA hats. I'm from Michigan. I love Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Shit, my cat's name is Ben, based after the character in this movie. We'll have that in the song Ben from Michael Jackson, Jackson 5. But Benny the Jet Cat Regas, as I call him. But absolute fun movie from beginning to end. So many fun moments in this film. I absolutely love this movie. Can't say enough about it. I wish we could get like more awesome boutique releases from a lot of these movies. I was going to make a video about like why I collect physical media, and that's one of the reasons. Like I was looking at the Evil Dead Rise Blu-ray 4K that's coming out, no special features at all. So like what's the fucking point? Okay, last but not least, I have three movies, and this is one I beat to death. I'm actually wearing a shirt of it right now, Return of the Living Dead, and that is Return of the Living Dead Part 1, Return of the Living Dead Part 2, Return of the Living Dead Part 3. I have to put them all together. We obviously watched Return of the Living Dead Part 1 the most. Yes, I was watching Linnea Quigley dance on that tombstone when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I loved it. I got an autograph with her dancing on the tombstone right on my wall right here. So I might have had to cover my eyes a little bit when I was too young, but this was one of our all-time favorites. My favorite horror movie of all time. The only ones that come close to this are Halloween 78, Dawn of the Dead 78, or Halloween 79, Dawn of the Dead 78, The Thing, and shit, I probably put Night of the Living Dead 90. A lot of zombie movies, but absolutely love this movie. And then we got to throw part 2 in there, Tabata Vision. Brandon did a really fun video essay talking about this movie. It's funny, this one gets a lot of hate, but it's very similar to the original, just more hokey and funny. And I think I liked it a lot because of the kid that was in there, Mr. Wilson, you know, and I could kind of relate to him. It's funny when you watch horror movies when you're younger, or any movie, and you can relate to the kid. Then as you get older, you kind of relate to the adults. But this one was always fun to me. I don't care how bad the second Tarman looks. Here's another unpopular opinion. I think Tarman in Part 1 is a little overrated. Mostly because of merchandising. He's on everything. I wish we could get it more well-rounded. I mean, I like Tarman and all, but it's one of the weaker points of the movie, in my opinion. Now people are going to hate me for that. Then obviously Return of the Living Dead Part 3. My sister loved this one the most. A female antagonist. The girl turns slowly into a zombie, kind of Romeo and Juliet kind of story. This is a lot of fun. I have love for all three of these movies. Maybe my favorite horror trilogy behind Night, Day, Dawn, Child's Play 1 through 3. There's a lot of good ones, but I love all three of these for different reasons. They absolutely rule. But other than that, that is my list, and I'm sticking to it. And I rambled on a little longer than I meant to, but I seen a message on my phone as I was saying this, 14 minutes away. So I had time. I'm sweating my ass off in here. It's hot as shit in Michigan right now, and I have to turn the AC off and everything when I record. But those are my top 9. So anyways, thanks Rad Pack for making this challenge. It was actually a lot of fun to give this thought. Like, what are my 9 that I grew up on? It's a fun blend between, horror and comedy. And I could probably do another, a lot of Adam Sandler movies could have made the cut. Liar, Liar. There's so many comedies. If you guys ever want to talk to me about comedy on this channel, let me know. I always keep this kind of comedy. But I got my comedy corner right here on the spinning shelf. I'm a big comedy fan. So if you guys ever want to do that. But anyways, like I said, subscribe to Born to be Rad, Movie Watch Daily, or My Killer Podcast, or the Rad Pack channel itself. A very interactive group of people. And the best thing about these guys is they're knowledgeable, but very fun and nice and personable. I mean, you could be the most talented in any form of sports or entertainment, but if you're not entertaining or have a good personality or heart, well, how far is it going to go? Speaking of sports entertainment, The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. There's a damn reason this man's succeeded. I like that I use The Rock as an example, but I'm ranting and rambling as I tend to do on my channel. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm about to head to see The Circle Jerks and The Descendants and No Effects at the Fillmore in Detroit. I'm about to leave like in 10 minutes. And by the time you watch this video, hopefully you're up at IWE Houghton Lake. It's the 9-year anniversary show. I got a pretty fun match. I'm going to beat the living shit out of the Mighty Bojack, and I can't wait. And then Sunday, if anybody is in the Livonia, Redford area, I'm going to stop by Astronomicon 6.5 to meet Heather Langenkamp. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably do a vlog for the cruise control for the wrestling show, and maybe just a complete walkthrough video of 6.5 and then a haul video, because I'm not leaving empty-handed. Your boy doesn't do that. But anyways, I've been ranting way too long. But anyways, hopefully everybody else can get on this challenge. I highly suggest it. It's a lot of fun. Can't even speak now. Damn it. But yeah, just title that shit. Rad 9 movies that made you. Yep. But anyways, thanks again to the Rad Pack. Thanks again for anybody watching this video right now. Blood, Guts, Gore. I'll check you guys next time.